Hello and welcome. You're watching Next IAS English, where we break down important topics in a simple and engaging manner. Today, we are going to talk about a major milestone in marine conservation, India's first Dugong Conservation Reserve located in Tamil Nadu. So, in today's session, we are going to explore what exactly these dugongs are, why are they so important for our marine ecosystems, and the threats that they face, and how the Gulf of Mannar Reserve is helping to protect them and their critical seagrass habitats. We'll also look at the legal and policy frameworks supporting their conservation. So, let's get started and understand why this reserve is so significant. So, first thing that we are going to talk about is introduction Dugong conservation in India. So, dugongs are gentle marine mammals often referred to as sea cows. Now, why are they called sea cows? Because they feed on sea grass just like normal cows. They are considered vulnerable globally according to the IUCN Red List, and India has a small population concentrated mainly in the Gulf of Mannar, Park Bay, Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So, dugongs are important indicators of healthy coastal ecosystems because their feeding activity helps maintain the growth and spread of the seagrass beds, which support a variety of marine life. Protecting dugongs is not just about saving one particular species, but also about maintaining the overall health of coastal and marine ecosystems. Moving forward, let's talk about India's first Dugong Conservation Reserve. Now, India's first Dugong Conservation Reserve, the Gulf of Mannar Dugong Conservation Reserve in Tamil Nadu, is India's first protected area dedicated specifically to these species called dugongs. This reserve is designed to safeguard both the dugong population and the seagrass ecosystems that they depend on for survival. So, the IUCN has recognized this reserve, emphasizing its importance not only to the national level but also globally. Okay, and by establishing this reserve, India has taken a very significant step towards preserving an endangered species, which also, is like protecting a critical part of marine ecosystem. It is an example of how targeted conservation efforts can make a real difference. Moving forward, let's talk about threats to dugongs. Now, what are these threats that we are talking about? Why do we have to save them? So, despite these conservation efforts, dugongs face many challenges. One of the biggest threats is habitat loss caused by coastal development, pollution, and destructive fishing practices, all of which reduce the availability of seagrass. So, another major threat is bycatch in fishing nets, which often leads to accidental deaths. Climate change is also something which affects seagrass beds, reducing the food availability for dugongs. In addition, human activities such as boating, tourism and coastal disturbances can stress the animals and impact their natural behavior. So, conservation therefore requires a very holistic sort of approach, addressing the habitat protection also, reducing human-induced threats also, and actively monitoring the population of dugongs. Moving forward, let's talk about the legal and policy framework. Now, what are the legal and policy framework? Dugongs are legally protected in India under the Wildlife Protection Act 1972, listed in Schedule 1. So, here you can see it, which gives them the highest level of legal protection. The creation of marine protected areas, MPAs, including the dugong specific zones, reserves, provide a structure framework to protect both the animals and their habitats. These measures also align with India's commitments under international agreements such as the Convention on Biological Diversity (CBD). Conservation is further strengthened by research, monitoring and involving local communities, which is one of the most important things, which ensures that protective measures are actually implemented effectively and sustainably as well. Lastly, let's talk about the significance of the reserve. Now, why is this reserve so significant? The Gulf of Mannar Dugong Conservation Reserve is a landmark initiative. being India's first reserve focused entirely on dugongs. It safeguards both the species and the seagrass ecosystems as well that they rely on. And the reserve not only protects biodiversity but also, it sets a model for any future marine or coastal conservation efforts which will be done by India in India. By maintaining such reserves, India demonstrates that conservation can balance species protection with ecosystem health. So creating sustainable solutions for the long term. And that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. And that brings us to the end of today's session. We've explored how India is taking concrete steps to protect dugongs and their habitats. If you found this session helpful, make sure to like, share and subscribe it, and keep watching Next IAS English for more clear and engaging explanations of current affairs and environmental topics. Stay curious, stay informed and keep learning. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Take care.